Hello once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another not-so-daily vlog with Joseph Williams, the Tape Pizors. Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite TV shows, How I Met Your Mother, a TV show that is actually incredibly popular nowadays, has a lot of twists and turns, a lot of cliffhangers, and a lot of really interesting developments, and something that I'm sure most of my viewers have seen or enjoy. Beware, there will be spoilers in this, and so if you haven't watched the show, or if you are watching it but you haven't gotten all the way through to the end of season 8, you can turn this off and watch it later or whatever. But that's just a spoiler warning. If you do want to keep watching, if you don't care about spoilers, or if you have watched everything, then stay tuned, keep watching. And then afterwards, I'll leave some news, I guess. There's not going to be much, but I'll leave like a link to the end of the video, like an annotation, or I'll try to if I can figure it out. Anyway, let's get started. How I Met Your Mother. It's an awesome TV show, really. You really care about the characters in the show, and I think that's one of the things that really makes it so great, is that these characters some of them are really well developed, and it's just like, you have all your different characters, and they all kind of have like a typecast or a stereotype that the character fits into. You have Barney, who's the womanizer, the player, the person who is kind of too cool for everyone else. You have Ted, who's just your everyman. You have Marshall, who's your really loving, caring, supportive guy. Lily, your kind of pretentious artist, and then Robin, who's like your badass kind of doesn't care about anything else. And they all really fall into their own singular types, or they all fall into a generic kind of I don't archetype for their character, right? And I mean, why did I say right? But they do, and it's all kind of basic when the show starts. But then what really makes these characters so good and relatable and nice, and something that makes the show really well, is that these characters start getting really well developed, and there's a lot of stuff behind them that really gets you interested in them, and then you can relate to, especially with Barney. Barney has he's probably one of my favorite characters in any TV show ever made, let alone in the show. And just the backstory he has with not having a father, with his mother, how he was raised, the reason why he became the way he did. It's all so intriguing and all so just extremely, interesting to watch and really learn more about, because you find out, and the way they deliver the information about the characters is also really intriguing. Again, especially with Barney, what they do is in the episodes they'll hint at little parts, like they'll say, oh, something about his father, and then you'll see like a look on his face, and then they won't mention it for the rest of the episode, and they'll develop it more as the show goes on, and you'll be like, oh, okay, and then little snippets of information keep getting released throughout the show, and then after everything has been released about their past, then they start developing them as something, as futures for the characters as they go on. I think the whole thing with Ted and the mother, I think, again, that's the main selling point of the show. That's the thing that keeps people coming back. Who's the mother going to be? Is this going to be the mother? Is that going to be the mother? And I think one of the downfalls of the show now is that it's not going to be Robin. And that every girlfriend he's had throughout the show isn't going to be the mother, because it gets really predictable, especially after Victoria ends and Robin ends. It's like, all right, we know this isn't going to be who the mother is. And so a lot of the intrigue there with his relationships is lost, because how they're all going to, they're going to break up. The intrigue lies in what happens in the relationship and why they break up. And I think that is a really interesting take on it. It keeps you interested in the show and the character without necessarily, while you know the end of the show, while you know how it's going to end, you still stay interested and really invested in the characters, even if they're going to be gone by the end of the next season, or by the end of the season you're watching. That said, I don't like a lot of Ted's girlfriends. I thought pretty much all of them I didn't like. Even Victoria. I don't know. They all kind of seem lame. Stella I really didn't like, because, she was really mean to Ted all the time. I didn't really want to go into like details about the show, because that's not what this is about. This is what I originally wanted to talk about, was future for the show, how it, what we, can project, or what we feel about the new character being introduced. Obviously, the mother they showed at the end of season 8, and the whole show they're building up who this person is, and I honestly don't think that she's going to be able to live up to the expectations that the audience has for the TV show. I honestly thought it would have been much more clever and much more of an awesome idea if they built up the mother this whole show, but you never met her, or you only saw one thing of her right at the very end of the show, and then you let all the history that that Bob Saget says as the father build into and play into what you know about the mother, and you let all the history of what they show throughout the show play into who the mother is, but you never actually met the mother. And I thought that would have been much more interesting, and it would have played to the way that the characters or the children listening to their father's story makes sense, because he's not telling them how he dated the mother or anything, he's telling them how he met their mother. And I have read online about season 9, and if you don't want to hear about season 9, you don't have to listen to this, so there's another spoiler warning. But what I hear season 9 is going to be like is it's going to be about all the other characters outside of Ted meeting her, growing to know the mother, and just get to know her before Ted even meets her. And I think that is it's an interesting way to play it. I think that's a really clever way to play it without Ted actually meeting the mother. But I still think that as an audience member, it's not nearly going to be as intriguing or fun to watch. I'm still really intrigued, and I'm still really excited to watch it, but it's not going to be as fun or as intriguing as it would have been if, they just showed like snippets of the mother, or like, this is what your mother did at this point, but you never actually meet her, you never actually see who she is, and you just focus on Barney and Robin's relationship while hinting things about the mother throughout the whole time, because we know she's at the wedding. I think that would have been a much better way to play it. I still am really excited for this season. There's so much that's going to go into this. The meeting of the mother, of course. The way Barney and Robin's relationship turns out, because throughout the past seasons, they've been hinting that it might work, it might not work. You never know. And I, for one, really, really want them to work. That's just me. But I'm concerned that it's not going to. But again, back on the mother. I guess my opinion on it is that I'd rather have seen less of the mother and really had it be more of a surprise as to who and what it is. Because I don't think there's any way that our expectations for this character that this character can live up to our expectations for her. Because we've all built kind of this person in our mind who we think it's going to be. And there's no way they can create that on screen. We already all saw what she looked like. And even from her looks, she did not match at all the character I thought she was going to be. The way she talked didn't match at all the way I thought she was going to be. And she really this sounds stupid, but the character that they portrayed in the show at the end of the episode really let me down. It wasn't what I wanted to see out of this character. And that's why I think that it would have been a lot more smart for them to hide her, or just show little tidbits of what she's like throughout the season. And that's what they've done with a lot of other things in the show. Just as jokes, they really play up and build up something and really raise it and go like, yeah, this is going to be big, but they never actually show it. Like the one where there's the girl who's like so incredibly hot that Barney is like, he like sweats when he sees her, but you never actually see the character. Or the one with the secret door, and they all go through the door, but you never actually see what's through the door. I think that kind of stuff is genius because it draws you in. You're like, what is it? What is it? What is it? And you see the characters' reactions to it, and you know how they react, and you're really invested in how the characters are going to react to these experiences, and you're building your own interpretation of what these experiences are. And you can kind of, relate to that, because then you're like, I would have that same reaction if I saw what I was thinking about. But you don't want to actually see it, because nothing can live up to the expectation of what you had in your mind. Especially for someone who's writing it, you have no idea who they are. And it's just they did that so masterfully throughout the rest of the season, or the rest of the show, or prior to the meeting of the mother, and that it's strange that they'd show who the mother is, especially when I was dead set certain that they weren't going to show who this character was. That said, season 9 I'm really excited for. The mother, again, we're all really excited to learn about, because I'm not apprehensive about the season at all. I think it's going to be great. But I'm honestly a lot more curious about how Barney and Robin's relationship is going to turn out, because I really care about Barney as a character and his development, and I'd rather see how he and Robin turn out, especially with the way Robin has progressed through the show. and it's a really interesting like a really interesting direction that they went with these characters. And I'm really, really interested in that part of the aspect of the season, as well as the aspect of the mother, more so the Barney and Robin part of it. What else is happening in this show? Frickin' Marshall got the job as the judge. The thing about the show that I despise this show. The one aspect of the show I despise. I love the show. It's one of my favorites. Is how freaking stupid these characters can be sometimes. Ted lying to Robin about Victoria at the end of season 1. Barney breaking up with... Or no, not Barney, sorry. Robin breaking up, or not breaking up with Kevin after Barney broke up with Nora in like season 5 or 6. I thought that pissed me off so much. Lily leaving Marshall at the end of season 1. All these different things that these characters do make me so angry. And now Marshall, instead of doing anything, any logical solution to the problem where he's like, he finds out they're supposed to move to Rome. He's like, yeah, we're going to move to Rome. I am going to do this. We're so dead set on doing this, so excited that we're going to do this. We are leaving in a week. And then he gets a call. You got the judgeship. He has to choose between doing the judgeship or doing the Rome trip. And he chooses the judgeship without freaking consulting his wife? Are you kidding me? That makes no sense. Why would anyone do that? Why do the characters on the show have to make stupid decisions all the time? Why would anyone do that? It's his wife, not his friend, not even his girlfriend. It's his wife that he's been with for years. He should be calling her, making these discussions with her, trying to come up with a solution to this problem, as opposed to just going, yep, I'm going to do that, and then we're going to call off our trip to Rome. How do you not see this is going to go wrong? How do you not? And then Ted's moving to Chicago? Are you high? This is stupid. We all know that's not happening because he meets his mother, or he meets the mother in frickin' the wedding. But Ted makes such stupid decisions too. Why does he always have to have this hang up on Robin? I don't understand. It's been so many years on this show. He should just be over her. He's been in love with so many other women so many different times. How can he still be in love with Robin? That doesn't make sense. And I know what it's like. It doesn't make sense for Ted to not get over Robin. It doesn't follow at all. And the fact that he's still hung up on her, even up to the point where she's getting married to someone. He's been with Victoria. He's been with Stella. He's been with Zoe. He's been with that crazy Janelle. He's been with so many women. And still, he loves Robin. How? I guess it's the true love argument. It just doesn't make sense how he could be in love with all these women, ready to marry people, spend his life with these people, and still be in love with Robin. I don't know. Doesn't make sense to me. But that's my viewpoint on it. I'm sure there are people out there who are like, but he's in love. Oh, it's true love. She's the one. Even though we know she's not the one because the mother's the one. And we know the one for her is probably going to be Barney. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out. Anyway, I'm still excited for season 9. It sounds great. It looks great. It's going to be great. The show's finally wrapping up. We finally met the mother. We finally see how he's going to meet the mother. And I'm really excited to see the series finale for this show. But until then, we can only speculate on what's going to happen and be excited for the show. And who knows? Might be good, might be terrible, but chances are high it's going to be fantastic, and I cannot wait. But thank you for watching, guys. Here's some news. Tune into my channel. Check out my new Let's Plays I'm releasing today. Like my Facebook page. Let's see. Leave me any suggestions for vlogs you'd like me to do. Leave me any suggestions for videos you'd like me to do. Spread news about my YouTube page. Share it on your Facebook friends' walls. Share it on your Twitter feed. Share it wherever you can. I need to get views, guys. And I would really, 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 really appreciate it if you did that for me. If you do, I will give you so many shout-outs. You have no idea. But for now, thank you for watching. Tune in next time, and I'll catch you later.